There's only so much stupid I can handle. But speaking of stupid, I got to talk about religion now. You know, I mean, what the fuck? I sort of understand why some people are religious because they were indoctrinated into it since birth, but I mean, you can unlearn that crap. I mean, they tried to indoctrinate me when I was a little kid. When I was like 5, I was in like a foster home, and they started reading me the Bible every day. And even at 5, I knew it was ridiculous. You know, and I ended up reading the whole Bible. I read the whole thing years ago. I thought, you know, it's not a bad story. It's got a lot of holes in it, plot-wise. God sounds more like the evil one than Satan does when you think of the shit he did. But I'm not going to get too much into the Bible. But generally, people who read the Bible, if they actually really read it and try to analyze it, you end up becoming an atheist is what happens. Because you realize how stupid it is and how ridiculous. That and the fact that things have been rewritten like so many times, it's like, it's not even accurate to the original version. And even the original version was just a bunch of fucking wandering people yammering on about what they thought they knew. And so it's all made up crap to begin with. And when you read the whole thing as a whole, you realize it's really just a device used to control dummies. You know, Quran too. I never actually read the Quran. But from what I understand about the Quran, it's pretty much like the Bible. I don't put much stock in that either. You know, I mean, I guess it's comforting to think that, oh, there might be something else after that. And there very well might be. We don't know that. But whatever it is, it's not the Bible. I'd rather follow the science and eventually find out what actually is versus just give up and accept one fucking lunatic book for it. But again, when you start talking about gods too, it's like, you know, which one? I mean, there's like thousands of gods. I think there's like 3,000 that we know of. So it's like, you know, which frickin' God are you even talking about when you say you believe in God? Like, which one? That's always the first question I'll ask somebody when they say, which one? And then you think to yourself, of all the gods in existence, yours is the right one? I mean, come on. The one you happen to be indoctrinated into, that's the right one? All the other ones are fake, but not yours. I mean, you think of how you sound. You sound like a flat earther. And then they can't offer one shred of proof that this God exists. I mean, if he's so fucking powerful, why wouldn't he just show himself? You know, do an actual miracle that can be, proven. And that could just mean that either A, there is a God, but he has no power, and that's why you can't get any evidence of him. He's just some fucking guy that happened to fucking be there, and he can't do anything, which means he's not all powerful. Or B, he is all powerful, and he just chooses not to fucking let anybody know. He's hiding from you or something, but he wants you to believe in him, which doesn't make any sense. And then just like the stories, hell, Noah's Ark story, come on. 2 of every animal in the fucking, all on that wooden ass fucking boat? That ain't happening. You tried that in real life, at the end of the trip, you'd have a couple lions left. And a bunch of dead shit. That, and if you go into early, like, Chinese, like, scrolls and things, and Japanese, like, where they kept better history, during the time that the earth was supposedly flooded, they got fucking records of the earth not flooded. They were around at that time. So there was no flood. It's essentially proven by ancient scrolls because they kept better history than us. They were around to go, yeah, that didn't happen. Right. But again, like religion, I don't talk about that much, so I don't expect a lot of conversation on that. Because it's just exhausting when you try to talk about religion because people get so fucking butthurt. Like, Oh God, you're bashing my religion. Well, fuck your religion. You know, it's stupid. You know, you want to have comforting religion, fine, whatever. Do it in your own house. We don't need tax-free churches sucking up a bunch of frickin' land, grifting fucking money from everybody. Because, you know, apparently God's broke, he needs money. You know, which is also stupid. Oh, let me do a Mario. There we go. Had to do a Mario in the tunnel. I'll do another one in this tunnel. That'll have to be a short one because it's a very short tunnel. But where I really have a problem with religion, it's not so much as you have one, you want to believe whatever, you're fine, do it in your own house, and leave me out of it. When they start trying to make it into laws for the rest of us, and they want a religious fucking state or whatever, and they want to enact religious laws for everything, it's like, that's where I got a problem. Like, leave me the fuck out of your religion. Like, if they had their way, I wouldn't be able to say fuck or shit or whatever the fuck, because, oh no, it's a bad word. And then I noticed too, you should notice too, you ever notice in religion that it's always the women that get just treated like shit all the time? They're always subservient. They're servants to man all the time, treated poorly. You know. That, of course, is because it was men that wrote the Bible. And then religious people always they're always homophobic too. They don't want anybody to be gay. And it's like, but if your God created everybody, he created gay people. Then if he loves all the people he created, then guess what? God loves gay people too. So your homophobic hate is misplaced and wrong. And they always like to use religion too to back up their hate. It's always used for hate. The KKK, I used to watch Howard Stern back in the days, and he would have Daniel Carver. He was like a Ku Klux Klan guy, and a real racist. And Howard had him on because it was funny to listen to him babble. But this guy always quoting the Bible, using that because he don't like people. And I'm not going to say the words he said, but out of respect. But this guy fucking N-word this, N-word that. And then, of course, always, my Bible tells me. Well, you know, I read the Bible. I don't remember the racist parts in the Bible. Sorry. I must have missed that part. Let me get by these people here. Oh, I can't. Fucking someone coming the other way. Okay, there we go. I hate when people ride in big cluster fucks like that. And then they go like super slow and it takes forever to get past them. Pain in the ass. That's where an e-bike's nice. I just pop up the higher gear and go past them, and then I go back to my low gear. Yeah, like the KKK, they use religion to justify their hate. Even Trump's using it a little bit because he wants his MAGA nuts. They're all fucking using it too. So yeah, this is where I have a problem with when it comes to religion. The light's thinking about changing. You know? There we go. But like me, like when it comes to like gay people, I would consider myself an ally. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I've never had a problem with it. coincidentally, I'm an atheist. Most people that are atheists don't have a problem with gay people. My daughter's a lesbian. I have no problem with that. In fact, seeing how some of the guys act, I'm kind of glad she's a lesbian. She'll have an easier time, probably. I don't know. Whatever, whatever she's happy, I'm happy. That's all that matters. So. But back to my other point. Like this, they're always using religion to justify hate, homophobic. It's always the religious people. They're oh, they have a straight pride parade. You don't need a straight pride parade. You have one of those every fucking day when you wake up. You know, it just makes you look like the asshole you are. So, you know, maybe put the fucking indoctrination and the religion down and start thinking for yourself and having a little respect for other people. Instead of trying to force your bullshit onto everyone and hating on everything for no reason. Yeah. And then meanwhile, the fucking priests are out fucking kids, and rather than charge them and send them to prison, they send them off to another parish where they can do it again. You know, it just disgusts me. And then the kicker too, like I used to watch the Atheist Experience show because it was kind of entertaining. I don't really watch it much anymore. I kind of got bored of it, but there's only so much stupid again that you can handle because the callers were just absolute morons. They'd call in, I got proof of God. And they're like, okay, what's your proof? Well, in the Bible it says, and the Bible is not proof, you dummy. The Bible proves nothing. You have no proof. And then their counter to that is always, well, you can't prove he doesn't exist. And I'm just like, I don't have to prove he doesn't exist. You're the one making the claim. You claim there's a God, I say I don't believe you. That's atheism. Yeah. That's it. That's all. That's the position. Atheism's not a religion. It's just fucking, we don't believe yours. Sorry. As a comedian once said, I wish I could remember his name, but he said, the only difference between an atheist and a religious person is an atheist believes in one less God than you do. You know, how you feel about all the gods that aren't yours, that's how we feel about yours. And all of them. I'm going to speed up again. But I think the dumbest religious people, though, are the ones that are born again. The ones that were fucking not religious and then somehow became religious. It's like, wow, you believe that crap as an adult? That's when you decided it was a thing? That's amazing to me. Because at least if someone was born into it and they were indoctrinated since birth, they got kind of an excuse. Because that's all they've really known. But someone who just one day decides, yeah, I'm going to start believing this stupid shit. That's amazing to me. But yeah, that's probably enough on religion too, because again, there's only so much stupid I can handle. One thing I'll add though, like what I find is whenever somebody tells me they're religious, I immediately think less of them. Like, because you might as well have told me that you believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's like to me, it's like the same as an adult saying, "Yeah, I believe in the Tooth Fairy. I put my teeth under my pillow every night." That's what I hear when you tell me you believe in God. And then when you take your fucking bullshit made up God and you try to make it law for me, go fuck yourself. Okay, now I'm done. I think I'm done. There's no guarantee I might start flapping my gums about it again. But I feel like I've said enough. And I know religious people are going to come at me in the comments and be, oh, you know what you're talking about. I don't care. There's no proof thing or whatever you can show me that's going to make me believe in your God. It's just not happening. And I'm not going to try to convince you not to believe in your God. Go right ahead, believe in him. I don't care. But when I do care is when you try to make it laws. So keep it to yourself and stop using it for hate. And then you go your way, I'll go mine, and that's it. So don't bother even commenting about religion, because I'm not even going to respond to you. So there we go. That's enough of that.